Today, on Be Something Wonderful, unlock the power of manifesting anything. The act as if technique. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. We have a big video for you today. We've often talked about the idea of acting as if to create your reality. That the idea of faking it till you make it is actually you creating it. You're not faking or pretending anything. And a lot of you have said, well, it does feel like faking it. It feels like pretend, right? It doesn't, when I imagine something or I assume it and I affirm it and I look around, it just feels fake to me. It feels like I'm pretending it. But really, remember, you are all that is. You are a limitless, infinite being. You are reality. So when you fake something or when you pretend, you're creating reality. There really is no such thing as faking it or pretending. That has always been the message. And it really took on a whole new meaning today when one of you reached out, right, and said this, Tom, that was me. I wanted to take a blowtorch to manifesting channels like yours for gaslighting me and my girlfriend. He was referring to some comment I've made on a few videos, maybe one or two, this idea that, remember that I coach coaches as well. I coach other manifesting channels. And I might have mentioned that they were getting comments or apparently we got comments, but the team, I don't see those. I only see love, right? So he goes, that was me. I wanted to take a blowtorch to manifesting channels like ours, right? His girlfriend, a big fan of Be Something Wonderful, an avid follower that's actually embodying it in her life. But he didn't see that. Right? He just saw himself struggling and then saw that his girlfriend was struggling too. And so he was just venting at the manifesting, saying, you're never going to manifest what you want. This is what he was saying to her, right? And she was resonating. She always resonated with the messages. He said then they broke up, right? He's telling her, hey, and he spiraled downward. Right, he blamed me and other channels. He goes, I blamed you and channels like yours for gaslighting me, for being responsible for the breakup of me and my girlfriend. Right? But then he said, then I just decided, I woke up. I noticed my ex, his ex-girlfriend now, was really living the messages, was living it and changing her life. She had money, her appearance seemed better, career success. He's noticing things he didn't notice before, right? That she's turned her whole life around, right? That she looks better, she has more success in her career, she has more money. He goes, I didn't see it before. He goes, then I decided to take a deep dive into your teachings. 13 months later, we're back together. I'm rising in my career, and we are more in love than ever. Wow, what a great example of a change of identities. Right? Of course they had to break up. She was rising in her identification as source, as the creator of her own reality, as that limitless being. And he was spiraling downward. Right? They were different identities, different realities. But as he recognized that, as he saw that, he moved. And of course now is shifted to a reality where they're together and more in love than ever. He says here, it really is true. It felt fake and uncomfortable at first. So he admits that it felt fake and uncomfortable. He goes, but I went all in anyway. Right? So grateful to you. So, and he referred to that scene at the pool of Bethesda as well. He goes, I just picked up my mat and walked, right? Even if it felt a little uncomfortable. This is powerful. So I want to get into this idea that, remember, you're not faking it, you're creating it. The delusion is believing and assuming that there's a difference between what's real versus what's imagined, or in other words, unreal. It's all an experience of reality. We make those arbitrary distinctions between real and unreal. All of it's an experience as that I am awareness of being, right? It's not that your mind doesn't know. I made this point in a few videos now. It's not that your mind doesn't know the difference or doesn't distinguish between what's real and imagined. And I know that science talks about that and others. It's that there's no difference. That's why. There's no difference. Consciousness is consciousness. Awareness is awareness. Reality is reality. Love is love. It's all the same. There's no difference. It's just your viewpoint or perspective or vantage point that differs. How you see yourself as all that is, as that infinite being. It's all reality, or in other words, it's all an experience within your awareness of being. I am awareness. You don't create or manifest reality. Rather, you create and manifest your experience of it, of reality. You, I am, are reality. Therefore, your experiencing of yourself creates your experience of reality. That's the whole teachings of self-concept. Your reality, so your experience of yourself as reality, manifests your experience of reality, or your manifested experiences. Your experiencing itself as awareness creates your manifested experiences. Wow. And those manifested experiences change as your experiencing of them changes. Because you're the perceiver, you're the perceiving, and you're the perceived. You're the observer, you're the observing, and you're the observed. There's no difference. So it's all changing in every moment. This is powerful. Real versus imagined. Real life versus dream life. Seen versus unseen. Physical versus non-physical. True belief versus false belief. Manifested versus not manifested. True versus delusion. Real versus fake. It's all reality. It's all a real experience. It's all you. Reality is your experience of it. It's the law or the Lord of Scripture, and there is no other. I am God. I am reality, and there is no other. I've said that many times. What if there are, and then one of you asked, I thought this segues nicely with today's lesson. When we talked about in yesterday's video, manifest a specific person or anything else, that video about that, how to manifest a specific person or anything else. There's a link below in the description. One of you asked, well, what if there are two women choosing the same guy? Which one of their wills does he match? Because I said that, remember, you manifest, you're not influencing anyone's free will. You're manifesting a version of them where their will matches your will. But remember, you're assuming this one guy, this one reality. There's only one manifested experience. It's not the same guy. It's not the same reality. Do you see it? It's a different version. You create your own reality and she creates her. It's two women. Each woman creates her own reality and unique experience of the people, events, and things in her world. It's not the same guy. It's the same point of consciousness, but a different version of that consciousness. Because you create your world. There are infinite versions of the two women and the same guy. There are infinite versions of those two women in that what you call the same guy. And based on who and what each woman is conscious of being, their self-concept, they will create and manifest a unique experience and version of what you're calling that same guy. So it's just like that question that comes up. What if two people are manifesting the same house? Who gets it? They both do. Or they both don't, because it's not the same house. You create your own unique version of reality and they create theirs. That's powerful today. So I want to show this idea of fake it till you make it. Remember who you are. This is the vertical. See this vertical right here. You as I am awareness. You as all that is. You as the source of everything. And within this source of all that you are, there are infinite identities of you. Infinite realities that you occupy. In my Father's house are many mansions, many versions, many dwelling places, many possibilities, your infinite potential. But in every moment, you're creating an experience of that all that isness. You're framing reality as an experience, right? Of a certain identity or a certain reality. Shifting selves or identities in every moment. Shifting realities in every moment. You might even want to call this the film roll, right? Putting in a film roll that will have a certain script. But the film roll is changing in every moment, and so isn't the script, right? To act as if from inside the manifested physical frame feels fake and pretend and unreal. You're here in the manifested experiences. That's why it feels fake or pretend. This is really who you are. This is where you imagine and assume and affirm your reality from. Not from here. Each script, each lifeline, each alternative parallel reality, each potential exists. But you're shifting all the time to a new experience of them. It's never the same one. You're never changing any one reality or any one person or any one event. You're manifesting a new version of all of it in the vertical here and now. And the idea of the past and future are just ideas. And they're changing all the time as you change the idea of who you are. As you act as if from this idea that you're that infinite being here, creating that manifested change, that in every moment you're shifting realities, you create or shift to a different script as you change the film roll of your identity, the film roll of who you decide you are. Who do you say that I am, as Jesus asked his disciples? That's it. So as you, and it doesn't mean, remember, you're in this script, right? Remember, you're the perceiver, the perceived, and the perceiving. You're the observer, the observed, and the observing. So you're participating in the script as you're changing it. In other words, as you're changing the film roll, as you're changing identities, you're participating, but the script's always changing. It's never the same script. It's never the same film roll. It's never the same reality. So resisting any of it, trying to do anything with those scripts, right, keeps you moving to scripts that are like that one that you keep resisting, that one that you keep trying to change. That's why it feels fake. You feel you're doing it from inside this manifested frame. We're going to show this today. We'll come back to this. I am is the only reality. Everything else is your unique, personalized, individualized impression, expression, and manifested, both seen and unseen, experience of that limitless infinite potential. Wow. This is you in the vertical. You are that limitless infinite being, having a unique, personalized, individualized experience, expression, impression, both seen and unseen. Seen, the physical seeing, and unseen, the future and past that you are attaching to that idea of who you are. The thoughts and feelings around the future in the past, and even the present. You're manifesting it all from this perspective. So, I am's the only reality. Everything else is your unique, personalized, individualized impression, expression, and manifested, both seen and unseen, experience of that limitless infinite potential. In other words, what you call fake or pretend or delusional from inside your manifested physical frame of reality, where you call all of this fake and delusional. But that's reality. I am's the only reality that has infinite potentials to be anything, that is all of those potentials. Right? You're a multidimensional infinite being, creating your experience through who and what you're identifying as. Creates this horizontal and linear experience, but you're always in the vertical. You never move from that. These different scripts, these different frames, these different film rolls, these different parallel alternative realities are just experiences of all that you are. So it only feels fake and pretend when you try to change things from inside that frame. That's powerful. That's where you feel lack and separation and limitation and I am not. right? It's simply a new, different, unique viewpoint or vantage point or perspective of all that is, of all that you are. And that's changing in every moment. And you experience it in these infinite, manifested, horizontal, linear experiences. But you're always in the now moment. You're always in the vertical. And you create the idea of who you were and who you will be from this present identity. The past doesn't create anything. The future is not something that hasn't happened yet. It's all happening now from this present perspective. So, as you give it time, space, and attention, you manifest and create both the seen, unseen, and seen experience of that identity, of that viewpoint, of that reality. As you imagine, as you assume, as you affirm it, you give your reality time, space, and attention. You create the idea of a horizontal linear experience. Right? That's powerful. So let's continue with this. Stay with me here, guys. Remember what time is. Time's simply an experience, a tool that puts space between events and experiences that would otherwise be one experience or a simultaneous experience of all that is or all that you are. Otherwise, unless you create the idea or the experience of time and space, it's all a simultaneous experience. But you create what you give time, space, and attention to. You create a horizontal linear experience in time and space. So you can know yourself as that multidimensional being. It doesn't mean you're only this, it means you're all of that, creating a certain viewpoint or vantage point. One identity superimposed over another, creating a certain viewpoint, vantage point, and perspective in this time-space experience. This is powerful. So you are that infinite, limitless beingness, that I am awareness, that one vertical reality, experiencing itself through infinite identities and perspectives, faking it, pretending it, acting as if, knowing itself experientially by creating and manifesting specific limited identities with a horizontal linear experience in time and space. It looks like a limited experience because of the horizontal and linear nature of it. But it's anything but that. It's limitless. You're always limitless. You're always in the vertical. So there you are. It's just an experience, right, of that simultaneous being that you are. So let's move here. The more you identify as that limitless, timeless identity, the less fake and pretend it seems. The less time it seems to take to be that version of you that you've always wanted, desired, and hoped to be. Because remember, time is an experience you create. It comes from within you. You give time, space, and attention to these things. So the more you identify as this being, I want to show you this, as this limitless being, shifting identities in every moment from that source that you are, from that multidimensional identity, then the less time it seems to take. The more you identify with your heart's desire or your dream life or who you really want to experience or be. Right? So let's go. Fake it. Pretend like this person who reached out, who's now back with his girlfriend, who's now feeling acceleration in his career, in his life, that couldn't see it before. Right? Now back in love more than ever. Do nothing with the current script or appearances. Do nothing with the changing thoughts and feelings. Let them all be. They mean nothing. They do nothing. Follow the script while knowing that you are quietly going upstairs, rising in consciousness, and changing the film roll. Or in other words, the identity of person, the identity or version of you. The script and appearances must then reflect this new you. It's law. You see, these scripts will change as you change the film roll, as you shift identities. The script's always changing anyway. It makes no sense to stop or resist anything, right? Focus on who you're being, then all the people, events, and circumstances will reflect that version of you. It's not about them or the outside people, events, and circumstances. It's about you, your identity, who you are. It's not what others remember or what others are saying or what others are doing. It doesn't matter what you do or don't do in the script. It's always changing. Just do it or don't do it from that identity of who you believe, who you want to be now. And then all of it, all your actions become enchanted. Everything you do lights up, right? Becomes inspired and enchanted. Do it from that higher knowing that that you're quietly changing that film roll. And as you do, those scripts are changing in every moment. You're moving to everything that you desire and want to be. So powerful today. That's really how you unlock the power of manifesting anything, to act as if technique. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on our videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, anywhere on social media at Be Something Wonderful Tom Kearin, and for being part of our membership channel. We will have an announcement shortly on our next live stream. We're looking at dates for December. So there'll be a live event in December where we're going to answer your questions live on the chat on the live stream. And of course, the questions that you send us to info@besomethingwonderful.com. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.